Salut, c'est Géraldine. Welcome to Come in Française TV, Live in France, Feel at Home. Today, as you can see, is a special video because I will be welcoming Sarah. Sarah has the blog Sarah Conte Philly. It's a great blog in French about her life in the United States. And today, as you know, it's Christmas soon and we'll be talking about the differences between the US and France. It's a great video because it's an interview and I'm glad to welcome her. Let me know in the comments what you think about the differences about the Christmas in France and Christmas in the US, or just in your country, what you saw, preparation or the celebration. I'm looking forward to this. And also let me know what you think about this video, which is an interview. It's very special and I hope you like it. Bonjour Sarah, I'm glad to have you on the Come in Française TV today. I'm very honored to have you. I'm a big fan of your blog that I discovered recently. I had lots of fun reading it because it feels like it's Come in Française but abroad. And it gave me a lot of inspiration for future posts about everyday life that we have in France and you experience in the US. So people don't know you yet. Can you present yourself?
Yes, my name is Sarah, and I'm a French girl living in Philadelphia in the US, which is on the East Coast. And like you said, thank you for appreciating my blog. And what I'm trying really to do on my blog, Sarah Conte Philly, is to really present Philadelphia and French living in this city and, share with you what I'm discovering, what I'm surprised about, and, everything you can do to include yourself and discover Philadelphia when you decide to come.
And it's Christmas soon. And for me, it's
Yes.
all about papillotes and preparing the gifts and everything in France, like ordering the dinde de Noël at the butcher's. And you've been living in the US since when?
Since my first step was in December 2010. And then I came back, left, finished school, came back, left again, and then now I'm here for good.
And you've experienced Christmas in the US, don't you?
Yes, it will be my third Christmas this year in the US.
So I've talked about Christmas in France on Come in Française TV last year, again next week this year. And I wanted to have your opinion about the differences because there are lots of things I haven't thought about that people like. Can you tell us what are the biggest difference on Christmas between the US and France?
Okay. The biggest difference, I would say, is how they prepare for it. You'll see on my blog, I talk a lot about how the American people love to celebrate everything. And from the next day and even slightly before Thanksgiving, but usually it's official, right after Thanksgiving, it's Christmas countdown. So everything turns to Christmas. You hear Christmas songs everywhere in the stores. The stores are decorating. The Christmas trees are available to be purchased. I mean, you have really tons and tons of ways to start getting ready for Christmas deals, and all that stuff. And that's one of the main difference, I would say, is how they celebrate it and how important and festive and how everything needs to be decorated. My boyfriend and I actually, for the first year, since we moved into our new house, we did our homemade wreath. They are...
what is it?
Couronne de Noël.
Ah, la couronne de Noël. So for l'Avent?
Pour l'Avent. Or for our windows,
okay.
To put on our house and all that stuff. So I mean, I have them in the back room if you want me to grab one of them. But we did that, and we're really starting to get into the Christmas spirit, l'esprit de Noël.
And they prepare more for Christmas than we do in France?
A lot more. I mean, that was my opinion, but I really think here, I'm looking outside my window right now, and I see my neighbors' windows are covered with like garlands, les guirlandes, and wreaths. So it's everyone loves Christmas, and I mean they prepare a lot for it.
And do you think we can tell the audience that when they come to France for Christmas, they shouldn't expect as much as it is in the US, or they will be disappointed?
It depends where you're going. I do have to say in Paris, especially Galeries Lafayette and Printemps, etc. They're really known for their, the holiday.
Yeah, les vitrines.
Les vitrines. So if you go there, you won't be disappointed. But if you do go to a house, I would say, don't expect as much decoration as in the U.S. Or people being as big and being so excited to celebrate Christmas, and asking everyone what gifts do you want and all that things, because that's really something that I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we do as much in France.
Yeah, it's more a family thing,
yes,
than a display. And what difference have you seen about food? Well, because French Christmas is all about eating for 5-6 hours.
Yes. Well, first of all, they don't. I mean, that may be just my family, but Christmas is foie gras.
Yes.
And foie gras is not something that's, sold everywhere in the States. I mean, it was banned. It's still banned for, in a lot of states where it's illegal just because of, what foie gras is and how it's made. And so there's a lot of states where you can't even have foie gras. So it's not something culturally that they'll have, on toast or anything. And also, I noticed, and I was kind of disappointed in my first Christmas, when they do the Christmas dinner, there's no bûche de Noël.
Do you think it's French only?
I thought it was universal, but that
we all think everything is universal.
Yes, and that was a big surprise, for me, because I was even trying to explain to them, and I tried to say, a Christmas log. And they didn't really understand what I meant by, bûche de Noël. And I said, in France, we have this bûche, and you buy it in the supermarket, or you do it yourself. So in terms of food, that would be it. I think they had turkey for Thanksgiving. So usually Christmas is really up to whoever is hosting,
Okay, because here we have le foie gras, les escargots, le saumon, la dinde. Yeah. Do you do dinde at your home as well?
We used to do le chapon.
Yes, le chapon. Yeah.
With the foie gras as the entrée, which, by the way, for all the American coming to France, when you say entrée in France, it's the appetizer, and in the U.S., entrée is the main dish.
Really?
Yeah, they use this French word to describe the main dish. So if you come to France and you ask for an entrée, you're actually asking for an appetizer.
Okay, so here in France we have l'apéritif, l'entrée, le plat principal, le fromage, et le dessert.
Exactly.
And then everything else.
Yeah, and then whatever's in between.
So if you're American or if from any other country you haven't tried the La Bûche de Noël, it's sold all December. Really, you can buy it from La Boulangerie. And do you have three pieces of advice for people who are going to visit France in winter?
Depending on from where you're from, it's not going to be as cold. That's first thing. One of an advice, make some plans, I would say, because you'd be surprised to hear, Christmas takes a lot of planning, even in France, because you have to know who's coming. And so if you want to be invited to someone to someone's house and you're not family, it's really cordial to ask. If you're by yourself, I mean, you're not going to spend Christmas by yourself, but it's I would say that in France we're less open to inviting someone who's not family to Christmas. So if you're going to be alone, it's really cordial, to ask if you really want to attend something, because if you tell them you're alone, they will most likely not extend an invitation right away, as it is in the States. Oh, you can't spend Christmas alone, come to our house. In France, it's less like that. It's really family, so don't expect to be invited if you're by yourself, but if you really want to, don't hesitate to express it. The second thing, it's less about gifts in France than I feel it is in the States. There's a lot of expected surprise in the States where you can't know your gift, for example. Whereas in France, you express what you need, and then people go and buy it, or if you spot something in a store, then a friend goes and buy it. Um, so yeah, it's less about the gifts, more about food, more about food and family. And as for my third advice, I would probably say,
Well, try food maybe it would be. Try to
yeah,
taste some food because we have
try
all the
foie gras.
yeah, or if you don't feel like it, there are other foods for Christmas. And just after Christmas we have la galette des rois,
Hmm.
with which is usually available just after Christmas, as we all know, but we don't buy it because we want to wait until the 6th of January. But it's a
Hmm.
tradition as well, so try different foods. And also I think in the east of France we have their other food, and maybe in the south they have the les 13 desserts de Noël, I think,
Hmm.
and that might be worth trying.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
try food and be open-minded to try different things.
and you said that your partner is American. Is
Yep.
there any funny story you have to share about his experience in France?
Meeting my family and going for the awkward handshake slash hug and la bise. So it was interesting just seeing how he reacted to the different traditions we may have. I mean, yeah.
The hug is a very classic mistake.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
that's it.
we want to do la bise to Americans, and
Yeah.
they're not used to it. It's the same for us.
I mean, yeah, it's still hard for him to, because when you go to faire la bise, you mean he thinks you're going for the hug. So
Yeah.
there's this awkward, opening his arm when really you're just, leaning your face forward. So I mean, it's really funny every time. But that was a big thing at Christmas because every new people he would meet was the same awkward handshake, hug, bees. So
Well, thank you, Sarah. It was great having you, and I will recommend your blog again and again. And I hope you
thanks.
have a good day because what time is it there?
It is officially 1 p.m., 1 o'clock.
Ah, okay, here it's dark. It's 7.
And I mean, it's midday here. So
Have a good day then.
thanks.
Bye.
Salut.
I hope you like this video. Allez, salut.